Juventus versus Inter Milan was an amazing match, capped off with Juan Cuadrado launching a rocket into the back of the net. If there was any way to settle a Derby d'Italia and a title contender match, that was it. It was a moment of magic befitting of an enthralling first half, contested between two teams banging form. Pre-match, Chiellini bigged up the occasion, saying that it would help the current Juventus side become legendary, as it would go a long way in helping Juventus win an unprecedented 6th Serie A title. Paolo Dybala responded quicker to his vice-captain's war cry by hitting an acrobatic overhead kick which Handanovic just about got a hand to, and then an even better curler on the edge of the box which Handanovic scarcely tipped onto the crossbar, all within the first 10 minutes. Inter had won their previous 7 and previously beat Juventus this season, so I was surprised they started slowly, but once they got going, they gave Juve the fright of their lives. João Mario, who scored in the last 2 Inter matches, nearly made it 3 when he used Candreva as a decoy and then drilled a low shot which had Buffon beaten, but unfortunately had the goalpost beaten too. It did lead to this very memeable moment though. Then came 2 penalty claims Inter had, the second of which was a definite foul, and they can feel hard done by. It happened when a cross came in from the left hand side and Perisic got in a header which Buffon saved from point blank range. Bonucci then chased after Icardi and overzealously put in a mistimed challenge. The ref played on when it should have been a penalty. That proved pivotal because soon after Cuadrado's moment arrived. It came directly from Milan Pjanic smacking a crossbar with a free kick, which led to a corner that Inter didn't deal with, and then the ball fell to Cuadrado, who thrashed the ball so well it had little backlift and it flew past Handanovic, who, trust me, was not going to get beaten otherwise. Not a bad way to score your first goal of the season and in front of Antonio Conte. Remember, Cuadrado is still a Chelsea player. It was all the more special because he's been a rotational player. But since Allegri switched formation to the more offensive 4-2-3-1, it's led to Cuadrado getting more minutes on the pitch. And I do like how Allegri changed the formation once the league was established. Juventus became a lot more solid and Inter's chances dried up. In the second half, Inter were limited to Icardi blazing over the bar from a counter-attack, indecision from Eder killing off another counter, and then in the dying minutes, there was no one willing to gamble when Perisic flashed across the box. Indeed, the best chances fell towards the more defensive Juventus, who had one-on-one opportunities with Higuain and Pjanic, saved by the awesome Handanovic. Juventus come away with a 6-point gap ahead of Napoli, who despite their 7-3 victory over Bologna, showed exactly why they're the best going forward in the league, but always have their vulnerabilities. With a game in hand, Juventus can feel confident in retaining the Scudetto. As for Inter, the defeat leaves them adrift to the top 3, but given their recent form and performances against one of the best teams in Europe, they can take great pride in going forward. However, they do need to work on their record against the top sides in Serie A though. This is holding them back majorly, especially as competition in Serie A is so thick this season. All in all, this was a fantastic advert for Serie A. If anyone told you that this was a slow league, tell that person, in the immortal words of Stormzy, shut up. This was a great game of 2 halves. The first was open and end-to-end, the second being more tactical. To Premier League fans watching this, I urge you to watch a bit of Serie A from now to the end of the season. The Premier League is dead as a title race, and many of the matches are extremely overhyped and full of mistakes. You never know, you might be onto a new thing if you try. It's Big Boy Scoop keeping YouTubers in the loop, and I just want to say that you're awesome. Why? Because you're watching a channel dedicated to football analysis. How will you stay awesome? Well, you gotta do 2 things. Subscribe and immediately click the bell afterwards so that you get a notification whenever I upload a video. Capiche?